I think music is going to help me achieve my dream.
It makes me more confident in who I am.
Music is an agent of social development in the highest sense. It imparts solidarity, harmony, compassion. It unites an entire community.
Music is a universal language. When you take arts away from a kid, you take away part of their soul, part of their ability to express themselves without using words. You take away their ability to communicate with others with a vehicle that surpasses language barriers and cultural differences, and you deny them a very important right. In 2009, after the recession, Paterson schools had to make some very tough decisions, and they chose to eliminate nearly all of their arts teachers in the district. We saw the presentation of a report called Keeping the Promise, which assessed arts in the schools in New Jersey. And it was very clear at the end of that session, everyone said, you've got to make a beeline to Paterson, New Jersey. Those kids are without arts in the schools.
Part of the biggest problem that we're facing in the city of Paterson is that between the hours of 3 and 6, when students are leaving school and parents are still at work, these young people have nowhere to go and very little to do. So they find trouble. They're more prone to find themselves in situations that are not going to be beneficial to them.
These kids are being helped with self-esteem, with overcoming some challenges. Sometimes I know there's a lot of need for other kids, not just academically, but when it comes to behavior or social skills.
What's so cool about programs like ours in the El Sistema world is that we're not only giving students, community, the opportunity to grow as people, they're also doing it in the context of a world-class musical education.
The focus and determination it takes to learn an instrument brings focus and determination to other things in your life. Once you've experienced success in something like music, it translates into almost every aspect of your life.
Music education is so much more than just learning to play an instrument. I mean, one can learn to truly listen, to really hear, to be sensitive to nuance, to understand emotions, to gain a voice, to have the confidence to use that voice. I mean, these are the most powerful things we could hope and dream for all of our children. So if we can impart that in some small way with the Paterson Music Project and by touching children's lives, then it's a beautiful thing.
I went to public school and I loved the cello, but I didn't have enough money to buy myself or my family to buy me a cello. So my church actually banded together and raised enough money for me to have a cello. And that was able to afford me to audition at colleges. And because the community banded together and bought me a cello, they almost created a career for me. In that moment that I needed to be able to do that for other people.
I want to be a music teacher so I could, if people want to play in a music project, I could teach them how to play.
My dream is to be a scientist and a doctor.
I would like to be a professional violinist so that I can inspire other people to play the violin.
I think music is going to help me achieve my dream because it will get me into a good college. That means a good education.
Bien grandioso ver a Valerie tocando por primera vez. Fue para mí algo especial. Es que mi única hija, ¿sabes? Y para mí fue algo especial.
There's so many moments since the program began that are memorable. When we first started the program, we had 2 months to prepare a piece of music for their first concert.
They were just newbies, and I thought, oh my God, how is this going to sound?
NJPAC, the lobby was filled. There was people all the way up to the top of the risers. And almost as far up as you can see, there was people staring down on our kids. I was thinking, man, this couldn't get any better than this. They're having fun, I'm having fun. And then it did. A girl in the front row, Sanaya, looks up at me as she's playing Twinkle Tango, but going side to side, and she says, thank you. And I mean, if you're a teacher, you know how meaningful those two words mean. When your students realize what you're doing for them and they acknowledge you for it and they thank you for it, I mean, I could do that forever.
It was as if they'd been born playing their instruments. Their musicianship, their phrasing, and their happiness. People were crying, people were open-mouthed, gaping. It was beautiful.
And at that point, I saw the power of how music changed those kids. We knew we had something very special.
When I am in front of 1,000 people, I am excited and nervous at once.
I feel proud when I did a hardest song.
I worked really hard for that and I paid it off.
Hopefully, if all goes well, Paterson Music Project will be growing and expanding into 1 or 2 Paterson public schools.
Que se integren, que eso hace que los niños salgan de la calle, que se preocupen por la música, que eso lo ayuda, eso lo aleja, tú sabes, de tanto vicio, de tantas cosas que hay fuera malas, tanta violencia, tanto, eso ayudaría. Y si la persona puede cooperar, genial, que lo hagan.
There's definitely a strong need in this community because we don't have programs like this outside. So I see definitely it's important for this program to grow and continue.
To pull the rug out from under that would just be a tragedy. So we will continue to rely on the generosity of our funders.